Hey and welcome Chumbas and Chumbatas, I'm Hammeh, and at E3 2019 we've had massive Cyberpunk 2077 news, a cool new trailer, the release date, a collector's edition, a big celebrity reveal, as well as a reflection on the lore and story because of that reveal and a whole bunch more. So the news is all for you here, timecode's in the description if you want to skip. At Microsoft's press conference we were treated to a new Cyberpunk trailer with some exceptional reveals in. The trailer, go check it on YouTube on the official Cyberpunk channel if you haven't seen it already, firstly shows us Night City by Night, which has been much requested and discussed by Cyberpunk fans since the very light daytime original trailer of last year. We see Male V this time, we did have Lady V being the protagonist of the 48-minute gameplay trailer from last year, meeting Dexter Deshawn, you might recognise as the fixer we became acquainted with and did a job for in the gameplay trailer too. However, in a flashback we see that Jackie Wells, V's partner in crime from the gameplay trailer, seems actually to have been killed in a job that we've done that's gone a bit wrong at the end. Now, as V steps out of the bathroom, Deshawn actually screws V over, because every corpo cop is going to be blasting down the doors due to the fact that they've created too much noise. The thought of Jackie gets V back on his feet, there's a gruesome fight scene with the iconic Cyberpunk mantis blades, before Deshawn calls in a hacker, a netrunner. Bug, he calls her. Now, this could be T-Bug, the same netrunner that was actually helping V and Jackie out in the original gameplay trailer. It does remain to be seen though. Bug helps Dexter out by hacking V's mantis blades before we see a reboot of V's ocular systems. He comes to on a scrap heap and we see none other than Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves, pick V up. Now, I will do an entirely separate video analysing these trailers in more detail, so keep an eye out and subscribe if you want to see those in the coming days, as well as on Johnny Silverhand and a lot more about Cyberpunk's original tabletop RPG and 2020 RPG lore. Johnny Silverhand, as a quick summary, is a major character in the original tabletop. He's a rocker boy by class in that game, an iconic musician of the band Samurai, and a big Cyberpunk character. Now, in the original gameplay trailer, we heard on the radio in V's apartment that Johnny Silverhand took his last ride, so he's been presumed, apparently, to have been dead in the world of Cyberpunk 2077. So why is he alive? Keanu Reeves is actually doing full body motion capture for the character according to CDPR's press releases, and after his very well received stage cameo where he talked about his enthusiasm in being involved in the project, Reeves then announced Cyberpunk's release date. It's going to be the 16th of April 2020. Now, I think a lot of people were very optimistic for 2019, but 2020 was always, even if just for nostalgic and symbolic reasons, likely to be the year, particularly if you followed CD Projekt Red's release schedule of The Witcher 3 and how it got put back and the amount of time they took. This ties in for 2020 with the Cyberpunk original RPG, the 2020 version that followed up Cyberpunk. There was also, as Reeves announced the release date, some cool additional footage that you will not see on the CD Projekt Red YouTube channel right now. It was only on the Xbox stream. We see V asking a fixer, presumably this guy, Mr. Hansen. We've also seen him as well in previous trailers, if he's ready for a job. We see bike driving being confirmed as another vehicle type. We also see the use of a laser whip type weapon. That's probably the Kendashi Mono Whip, again from the original tabletop game. And finally, a woman saying, going to the other side, and talking about going to the other side. Now, this could be an implementation of what in the original tabletop RPG lore and universe was known as brain dance. Now, netrunners, hackers, and similar people in Cyberpunk connect to the Cyberpunk net. A brain dance is kind of a personal, immersive virtual reality. Most often used for entertainment, but also for some kinds of psychological treatment. It allows people to fully experience an alternative reality that's been coded, but it's not connected to the net. So if it's being used just as a story mechanic or it's actually a gameplay mechanic, that would be really interesting to see. Like I said, loads more cool little lore nuggets, details, little speculations as to what the game might be like from those trailers, so do subscribe and keep an eye out for more videos in the coming days, weeks, and indeed months ahead on Cyberpunk. Last but by no means least, pre-orders have of course opened, and the normal edition has a game soundtrack art booklet, Cyberpunk 2020 sourcebook, which is pretty cool, as well as wallpapers for desktop and more. Going to be interesting to see what this Cyberpunk 2020 sourcebook, it could be one of the original tabletop RPG books, but don't forget of course the updated or new version of Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk Red, for you people who like rolling dice and playing pen and paper RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons or similar style, is actually going to be out in August of this year from Artalsorian Games. So will the Cyberpunk 2020 sourcebook be an original version of the Cyberpunk 2020 role-playing game? The description says a world compendium detailing the game's setting and lore, so maybe it's a book talking about the world of 2020 that 2077 is following on from, because there has been a Cyberpunk universe through Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk 2077, Cyberpunk 3 and a whole bunch of tabletop RPGs that came before. As for the collector's edition, you get a whole bunch of cool stuff, including a statue depicting V in action, as well as pin sets, keychains, an annotated copy of A Visitor's Guide to Night City sealed in an MCPD evidence bag of all kinds of different things, embroidered patches, and a few other bits and bobs, as well as a sticker bomb set and some cool things too. So if the hype train was not already going, there is going to be, of course, more Cyberpunk news in the coming days over E3. CDPR are doing, as they did last year and as they did at Gamescom, which I got to go and see last year, a behind-the-scenes gameplay demo, which is probably going to be 45 minutes to an hour or so, to press, to selected community content creators, and indeed the industry as well. So let's see what happens out of that and how people report that. It's going to be great to see what else we learn about Cyberpunk from that, and hopefully that will be at Gamescom this year as well. Are you excited for Cyberpunk? Are you loving the look of it? How about Keanu's reveal? What do you think of Johnny Silverhand? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please throw a like, subscribe, comment with what you're excited for, and do check out my previous Cyberpunk 2077 news videos and lore videos where I'm going to be exploring the lore in days, weeks, months, and hopefully years to come, all on this channel too. Cheers for tuning in, Tunes. I've been Hammeh. Watch your back and keep on running.